Hi, and welcome to the part 2 of the It Girl series. Basically, we are tracking what happened to the 2000s It Girls after Hollywood decided they're not longer It Girls. Today, we are covering Blake Lively became a brand, and Hathaway got cancelled for winning an Oscar. Rachel McAdams said no to fame, and Lindsay Lohan is the cautionary tale we all saw coming. Buckle up and let's get started. Starting with Blake Lively, cause I think her trajectory is the most interesting business-wise. Gossip Girl premiered in 2007, and if you were a teenager watching the CV, you watched Gossip Girl. It ran for 6 seasons until 2012, and Blake Lively played Serena van der Woodsen, who was literally the it girl of the show. Like her character was the it girl in the show, she became one in real life. The show made her famous for her style. Every outfit Serena wore would be all over fashion blogs the next day. Blake Lively on red carpets was an event. She was tall, blonde, looked expensive, wore everything perfectly. She'd already done the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants in 2005, but Gossip Girl skyrocketed her career. During Gossip Girl, she tried to build a movie career. The Town in 2010 with Ben Affleck was actually really good, and she was great in it. She played a drug addict and held her own against serious actors. Then Green Lantern in 2011, which was a massive flop, but very important because that's where she met Ryan Reynolds. They started dating and got married in 2012. When Gossip Girl ended in 2012, everyone assumed Blake Lively is gonna be the next huge movie star. She had the looks, the talent, the famous husband, the fashion credibility. Everything seems to be perfect about her. And she did keep making movies. The Age of Adeline in 2015 where she doesn't age. The Shallows in 2016 where she fights a shark. A Simple Favor in 2018 with Andra Kendrick, but none of them made her a movie star. Like, she was working consistently, she had a decent roles, but she never became an A-list leading lady, as everyone predicted. Instead of desperately chasing movie stardom, she decided to become a brand herself. In 2014, she launched Preserve, which was this lifestyle website selling artisanal products and featuring her curated aesthetic. But it failed pretty quickly and was shut down after a year. In 2021, she launched Betty Buzz, which is a line of sparkling mixers. And in 2024, she launched Blake Brown, a hair care line. Her Instagram is immaculate. Her relationship with Ryan Reynolds is marketed perfectly. They do this whole couple thing that people eat up. Her Met Gala looks always trending. Her whole life is a product now. Blake Lively It Girl moment was from 2007 to 2012, but instead of fading away after the acting thing didn't make her a superstar, she just became a different kind of famous. And now she's basically a CEO who occasionally acts. Is she still an it girl? Not really, but she's probably making more money she would as an actress. She controls her own image and she seems happy. Anne Hathaway started as American Sweetheart and somehow ended up being the most hated person on the internet for like 2 consecutive years. The Princess Diaries came out in 2001 when she was 18 years old. The firehouse in San Francisco, the makeover, the whole thing. It made her instantly famous. Princess Diaries 2 in 2004, Ella Enchanted in 2004 as well. Then she did Brokeback Mountain in 2005, which was a serious dramatic film and showed she could actually act. But her peak was The Devil Wears Prada in 2006. This movie made $326 million and became a worldwide classic. She plays Andy, who gets a job working for Miranda Priestly at a fashion magazine and has to choose between her career and her principles. Anne Hathaway is perfect in this. She's relatable, she's funny, she goes through character arc. This movie should have made her untouchable. After that, she did a bunch of rom-coms. Bright Wars with Kate Hudson in 2009, Valentine's Day in 2010 with Like Every Actor in Hollywood, Love and Other Drugs with Jake Gyllenhaal in 2010. She was everywhere, like she was the America's sweetheart. And then Les Miserables in 2012. She played Fantine, a factory worker who becomes a prostitute to support her daughter. She sang I Dreamed a Dream in one take and it's devastating. She won every award: Golden Globe, SAG, BAFTA, and the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Her Oscar speech was very sincere, very honest.
It came true. There are so many people whose generosity and support is the reason that I'm standing here right now. My family, who I'm so blessed to be a part of, my husband. By far and away, the greatest moment of my life was the one when you walked into it. I love you so much. And thank you for this. Here's hoping that someday in the not too distant future, the misfortunes of Fantine will only be found in stories and never more in real life. Thank you.
And then the internet turned on her. Suddenly, there were think pieces everywhere. People said she was fake, too rehearsed, too eager to please, too try hard. They said her Oscar speech seemed calculated. They said she was annoying. The term Hathaway became a thing. Actual articles analyzing why everyone suddenly hated Anne Hathaway. I honestly was not aware of this Hathaway thing at all, and I was very surprised. Please let me know in the comments, were you a part of this movement? And what do you think about her now? After the backlash, Anne Hathaway basically disappeared for like a year and a half. No red carpets, minimal press, just staying out of spotlight. She came back with Interstellar in 2014, which was a huge Christopher Nolan movie and reminded everyone she's actually a great actress. The Intern with Robert De Niro in 2015, Ocean's 8 in 2018. She's done interviews since then where she talks about how brutal that period was, how she didn't understand what she's done wrong, how she just had to wait for people to forgive her for being enthusiastic about her career. Anne Hathaway It Girl era was from 2001 to 2012, which actually a really long time for something like this. She won an Oscar at the peak of her career. And then we punished her for it, for being too enthusiastic, for pushing too hard, for caring too much. She's fine now, she's getting good roles, she's still respected, she's still making money of it. But there was this whole period where she had to apologize for being herself. That's messed up. Rachel McAdams. She had the best year any actresses could possibly have, and then she just decided she didn't want to do it anymore, which is kind of iconic, honestly. 2004 was her year. Mean Girls came out in April. She played Regina George, the most iconic Mean Girl in cinema history. On Wednesdays we wear pink. You can't sit with us. The entire movie is quotable and she's perfect in it. And then The Notebook came out in June of the same year. The same year. She played Ellie opposite Ryan Gosling in the most romantic movie of the 2000s. Regina George and Ellie Hamilton in the same year? That's insane range. Wedding Crashers in 2005 with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. That movie made $285 million. She was in one of the biggest comedies of the decade. From 2004 to 2005, she was the it girl. She could do everything: comedy, romance, drama. She was beautiful but not intimidating, talented but humble about it, and everyone loved her. Hollywood has this whole movie star trajectory planned for her. She's supposed to be the next Julia Roberts, the next Meg Ryan. And then she just said no. Articles came out later about all the roles Rachel McAdams turned down. She reportedly turned down the lead in The Devil Wears Prada, which went to Anne Hathaway and became a huge hit. She turned down Casino Royale, Iron Man 2. She turned down multiple franchise movies that could make her a huge star. Instead, she did smaller roles. The Lucky Ones in 2008, State of Play in 2009, Morning Glory in 2010 with Harrison Ford, Midnight in Paris with Woody Allen in 2011. Good movies, but not blockbusters. Not the kind of thing that keeps you an it girl status. In interviews, she said she just didn't want to be that famous. She wanted to act, but she didn't want the whole fame machine thing. She wanted a life outside of work, which is completely fair, by the way, but it's kind of wild to even think about it. Like, she had it all. She had everything every actress is dreaming about. And she just opted out. She came back in a big way with Spotlight in 2015, which won the Best Picture. She joined the Marvel Universe with Doctor Strange in 2016 as a Christine Palmer. She did Eurovision with Will Ferrell in 2020. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret in 2023. So she's still continuing with her career, but on her own terms. She's incredibly private. She has 2 kids. She is barely on social media. She doesn't do a lot of press unless she has to. Rachel McAdams had this it girl thing basically handed to her on a plate, but she decided to walk away from it. Not because she failed, not because she got cancelled, but just because she didn't want it. And to be honest, it might be the healthiest response to this whole it girl pipeline existing. She controlled the narrative instead of letting Hollywood control her. She chose her life over her career. And that's probably the biggest power move on this list. Lindsay Lohan. She started so young. The Parent Trap came out in 1998 when she was 11 years old and she played Bob's twins. It's a remake of the 1961 film and it's genuinely great. Life Size in 2000, a Disney Channel movie with Tyra Banks. Get a Clue in 2002. And then Freaky Friday in 2003 with Jamie Lee Curtis, which made $160 million and proved Lindsay Lohan could carry a movie. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen in 2004. We talked about this movie somewhere here. In 2004, she played Katie, the new girl who takes down the plastics. This movie is a cultural touchstone and she's the lead. At only 16 years old, she was in the one of the most iconic teenage movie ever made in history. Herbie Fully Loaded in 2005, Just My Luck in 2006, she was still getting lead roles, still working constantly. From 2003 to 2006, Lindsay Lohan was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. She was the it girl before Hilary Duff, before Miley Cyrus, before everyone. She was only 20 years old in 2006, but she's already been famous for like 8 years. And then everything fell apart. And it was very public and very messy and honestly really hard to watch. The DUI started in 2007, the rehab, the legal troubles, the missed court dates, the probation violations. I'm not gonna go through all of this because it's been covered to death, and also because it's a private struggle with mental health and substance addiction. But the media treated it like entertainment. Every mugshot was on magazine covers, every court appearance was televised, every relapse was a headline. She was struggling and the entire world was watching and making jokes about it. Her career basically ended. I Know Who Killed Me in 2007 was a critical and commercial disaster. After that, she couldn't get roles. Or she'd get cast but then fired for being unreliable. From 2007 to 2019, Lindsay Lohan basically didn't have a career. She'd show up in weird places, she opened a beach club in Greece, she had a reality show about the beach club, she moved to Dubai. But here's the thing, she's having a comeback now. She did Falling for Christmas for Netflix in 2022, Irish Wish in 2024. They're not groundbreaking movies by any means, but they're fine and people watch them. She looks healthy, she's married, she had a baby, she seems stable. Lindsay Lohan's story is the cautionary tale. She started working at 10. By 11, she was famous. By 20, she was the biggest star in the world. And by 21, she was in rehab. The system failed her. Her parents failed her, the Hollywood put child to work and made millions of her, and then abandoned her when she started struggling. And we all watched it happen. We all bought her magazines with her mugshot on the cover. And the fact that she's okay now, she is having her comeback, and people still love her, I'm honestly so happy for her. So that's part 2. Blake Lively, who pivoted to being a brand, and Hathaway, who got punished for trying too hard, Rachel McAdams, who walked away on her own terms, and Lindsay Lohan, who's the reason people say child stardom is dangerous. The it girl thing isn't sustainable. It never was. You have a few years to be perfect, beautiful, and very profitable. And then the industry either moves on or punishes you for aging or having your own opinions. The good news is pretty much all of them are okay right now. A lot of them are even thriving. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And please let me know in the comments who's your favorite from this Fantastic Four. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye besties!